Okay, hello everybody and welcome to today's Empower Amsterdam community chat. My name is Sarah and I'm a volunteer with Empower Amsterdam. This month's theme has been Imagine. It's all around thinking outside the box and being open to different opportunities, imagining what you want and really going for it. So with that in mind, today we're going to be looking at creative visualization, and actually I think we're going to find out how that it's a lot more than just imagining things. For those of you who haven't joined our chats before, welcome. Empower Amsterdam is an organisation whose mission it is to help the unemployed and employed professionals in the Netherlands. We offer community networking events like this, live sessions, workshops and free coaching. And so our speaker this evening is Roberta. Roberta is on a mission to help her coaching clients get clarity and become unstuck from situations and behaviours that are limiting their potential and happiness. She loves the sea, animals, and has a childlike sense of wonder, which she uses for inspiration to discover new things about herself, about others, and about the world. Mindfulness is a big part of Roberta's life. She has over 20 years of experience and practice in meditation and visualization, and she often incorporates some elements of this into her coaching. You are definitely in great hands for this session this evening. So I'm going to hand over to Roberta and start sharing my screen and make it big somehow. There we go. Over to you, Roberta.
Excellent. Hi, everybody. Good evening. And also would like to start by welcoming you and to thank you to join me this evening to talk about making positive changes for your future. And this evening, I will introduce you to how to use creative visualization as a powerful tool to help you gain awareness of your life or of yourself. And therefore, being able to identify those areas of your life or behaviors that might need to be improved or even changed. And furthermore, you will learn how to create a new powerful vision for your life that will help you achieve those new goals that you have set for yourself, and also to implement those changes or improvements that you want to make. So for those of you who are not familiar with what it is, creative visualization, I would like to quickly just give you a dictionary description of what it is. And so you can also see it on the screen, so you can also follow it with me, it will stick better. So what is creative visualization? So creative visualization is the cognitive process of creating visual mental imagery. We create visual perception, we then maintain, inspect, and transform those images by modifying the associated emotions or feelings with the intent to experience a beneficial psychological, physiological, or even social effect. Creative visualization really have such a powerful impact on our well-being, and you can use creative visualization. You will hear me say visualization or creative visualization. It's pretty much the same thing. So excuse me once I say visualization and switch. Really you can use the practice of creative visualization to ease symptoms of conditions such as anxiety, sadness, low mood. You can even use it to improve your self-esteem or your self-confidence, and even to enhance the capability of coping when interacting with others. And in some cases, is even used to minimize physical pain. When we talk about creative visualization, a lot of people seems to think that creative visualization is something that only people that practice yoga or practice meditation, they also practice creative visualization, right? Or in any way, I think generically visualization is seen as something that a little bit on the alternative side, where in reality it's not true, because creative visualization has been used for years, in the corporate world. and it's been used by sport coaches for Olympic athletes. You know, talking about the Olympic athletes, during that training, the visualization part of the training is regarded as important as, if not even more important, than the actual physical training. And regarding the these Olympic athletes, I would like to quickly share with you actually a experiment that has been made by Soviet sports scientists. This experiment even came from 1980. I think it was done just prior to the Olympics in 1980 that took place in the States. So the experiment consisted in dividing this group of athletes in 4 groups. And so 4 groups, and with the following difference. So the group 1 did 100% physical training. Group 2 did 75% physical training and 25% mental training. Mental training meaning visualization exercises. And group 3 did 50% physical training and 50% mental training. Group 4 did 25% physical training and 75% mental training. And astonishingly, what came out from this experiment is that group 4, the group that did the most mental training, had shown significantly greater improvement than group 3. And likewise, group 3 showed more improvement than group 2, and group 2 showed more improvement than group 1. So astonishingly, the athletes that did the most mental training improved the fastest. So this is amazing. Like, it's also to show, sorry to bore you with numbers, but I think it was really interesting when I came across this experiment. I thought, wow, even for myself that I practiced visualization for a long time, but really kind of prove scientifically speaking, that really the mental power that we have is stronger than what we think, right? So we often say, the power of positive thinking. So it all comes, I think, under the same umbrella to me. So can you imagine? So this is astonishing. So if think of that, if mental exercises and visualization could have such a profound impact on athletes, what kind of impact could it have on you? Do you think could this be used by you? Could you use this principle to improve your behavior, to improve your confidence, to improve your skills? Could it impact your learning ability, your willpower? Often we lack of willpower, so could actually even help you with that, and could actually improve your ability to achieve the new goals that you have set for yourself. The answer is yes. And but okay, what is it, this power behind this creative visualization? You might think, so why creative visualization is used and why it's so powerful? You might be thinking, you might be wondering. So how does visualization work? So let's just go into more details. How does it work? It's very easy to mistake visualization from imagination. They both are the art of creating an image in our head or a scenario that hasn't happened yet in that way that we are imagining it, right? And that's why, we use the term, can you imagine if? We are very familiar with the term imagine. We never say, oh, can you visualize it? Can you visualize it if? Like, we'd never really mention visualizing. We're very familiar with the concept of imagining things, right? So some people really confuse that. Well, visualization, basically you're imagining things, but there is a really important difference between the two. So you can imagine something without necessarily having to attach a feeling to it. Often happens to everybody that we are waiting for the bus maybe, and we kind of drift apart from the present moment, and we find ourselves in a kind of daydreaming state where, we kind of dream about being on a sunny beach somewhere nice. And and then the bus comes, and it's less than 1 second, there's not part of it, you're out of your daydreaming zone, and the feelings are gone, the memories gone, and you're back to the present moment, right? So it didn't really have any impact on you, this daydreaming. The true power of visualization actually lies exactly in the feelings. So when you visualize, you want to use all of your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What does it smell like? What does it feel like? The images that you are creating in your mind, they are created almost as a means to connect to those feelings, because ultimately are those feelings that they will be the most impactful, and that's what will create change, right? And I'm looking forward to be able to hear from you and to see what you think about it. It's difficult to speak without seeing your faces and your reactions. So I'm really looking forward to have opportunity maybe to hear from you later. And but talking about changes, changes that they occur with practicing creative visualization. Also, I want to tell you a little bit about my experience, meaning that I've seen this change not only from myself, but also on my clients, and I use creative visualizations with my clients, to help them become more aware of themselves, aware of the situation that they are in, and aware of the environment. I really break it down in 3 different things. Awareness on yourself, meaning your behavior, things about you personally, and situation, which could be maybe you have to solve a problem, you're struggling taking a decision, or you are in a different sort of situation in your life. And environment that could trouble you. Environment could be your job, you're not satisfied with your job, you're not happy with your friends, you're not happy in your relationship, you're not happy maybe in the city that you live in. So I really like to divide it in 3 different areas when I talk about awareness. And I also use it indeed, as I mentioned, in terms of situations. I help my clients use creative visualization to solve a problem or to take a decision in their life. As I really truly believe that by stepping out of a situation that we might be feeling stuck into, we create an opportunity to see things from a different perspective. We open our mind to new possibilities, and that's what creative visualization is all about, and also awareness visualization, but visualization in general. So, for example, in the, let's say, in problem solving, rather than keep focusing on finding a solution to your problem, that's what usually people get really stuck into. You step away from your problem and you visualize yourself having already find a solution to that problem, and in that vision, you might actually find the key to solving your problem. And so it gives an opportunity really to discover and see things from a different perspective. We will go into that later on. And also, of course, I use creative visualization to help my clients creating a new clear vision of their life, which then, will help them with staying focused and achieving what they set themselves to achieve. And I also use it purely as a mental reprogramming tool, because indeed a creative visualization is it's indeed a true reprogramming exercise. Because like when we practice creative visualization and we learn to master the feelings and really feel the way that we want to feel and the sensation that we really want to feel, it's a little bit, we are feeling it, and our body doesn't recognize the difference between reality and something that you are actually reality, and we don't want to say something unreal, but yes, it just that our brain, our body just register the feelings, what is experiencing. So you experience positive feelings, and your brain will remember. So it's really like a case of fake it until you make it. With when I use it for reprogramming. For example, I can give you an example, like if you lack in self-confidence, then you will visualize yourself in a situation where you're very confident. So you will be repeating an exercise of repeating in your head, visualizing yourself being confident in a situation. Maybe you have difficulties in doing presentations in front of a lot of people. So you will be visualizing yourself giving a presentation and feeling confident, and then all those feelings that you really want to feel. And then so basically you will rebuilding, you replacing. So I use it to basically replace other behaviors or patterns that needs to be changed. So next, what's next? Yes, so since I've talked a lot about, what is creative visualization, what I use it for, I think the best thing to do, I don't know how I'm doing with time, if I'm rushing through too much my presentation, or if we're doing well, but I would like to, so I would like to introduce you. I would like to start a little bit to explain to you also a couple of exercises, because I believe that by practicing is really the best way to really understand something. And now that you have a little bit of background on what creative visualization is, I also would like to introduce you 2 exercises that I would love for you to join me and to try this evening. The first exercise that I would like to try with you is awareness visualization. It's something that I just came up with it myself because I like to divide, in my practice, I like to divide the exercise in 2. So first of all, I like to do an awareness visualization. Why do I call it awareness visualization? Because rather than visualizing a scenario that hasn't happened yet, during the awareness visualization, I will want you to visualize a specific area of your life. So something that has happened is happening to you. So it's a little bit more like remembering, but rather than remember it as in first person, I'd like it to be spectators of your own life. So you will be really scrutinizing and looking into the situation as a spectator. So that will give you the opportunity indeed to scrutinize, to analyze, and to look at things from different perspective, right? Like a spectator. So you can start noticing what behaviors or situations, or the way you feel about some situation. So you can start notice what is it exactly that doesn't feel right to you, in that situation. And then once we have done awareness visualization, and hopefully you have been able to identify the area that is bothering you, that you would like to be changed or improved a little bit, and it can be anything. It can be about yourself, about your behavior, it could be about your environment, about your situation. And then after we identify what is it that needs to be improved or changed, then we can go into use the creative visualization to actually replace what we don't like with what we like, right? So the creative visualization is a reprogramming of, how you want things to be. It's also the moment where we create this new vision for ourselves. And then, yes. So, well, I would like to then just take a moment before we start with the exercises, and I think we will see each other in a few minutes, right?
Thank you so much, Roberta. That was, there's just so many things to think about. So I'm just going to kind of say thank you to Roberta, and we'll wrap up the recording now, and then we will crack on with our breakout sessions.